In a quiet little village surrounded by whispering trees and silver blue lakes, there lived an old candle maker named Rahman. His tiny shop stood at the corner of the market, with baskets of wax, colorful threads, and rows of candles that glowed like captured stars. People came from far and wide to buy his candles, because everyone believed each one had a kind of warmth that soothed the heart. But Rahman had a secret. Among all the candles he created, there was one candle that was very special. It stood on the highest shelf, tall, white, smooth, and shining as if it held the moon inside it. Rahman named it Noor, because its flame, whenever lit, never flickered. It shone steadily, silently, like a faithful friend. He never sold it, not because it was perfect, but because it felt alive to him. He had shaped it on the day his wife passed away, pouring into it all his grief, all his love, all his hope. Noor was not just wax. It was a memory, a prayer, a promise. One night, a terrible storm swept over the village. The wind howled like a hungry wolf. Windows shook, rooftops rattled, and the trees bent as if bowing to some unseen power. The entire village lost electricity, plunging everyone into darkness. Children cried, elders shivered, and even the bravest hearts trembled. Rahman quickly lit some candles and handed them out to the neighbors. People thanked him, faces glowing with the soft light that pushed away a little of the night's fear. But inside the shop, Noor still stood untouched. Rahman looked at it, his heart uncertain. Should he use this candle now? Should he share the one flame that meant the most to him? Before he could decide, the door burst open, blown by the angry wind. A young boy stumbled in, barefoot, shivering, soaked to the bone. His name was Ali, the orphan who lived near the river. "Uncle," he cried, "my grandmother is very sick. The storm blew out our lamp. We have no light. She is scared, and I don't know what to do." Rahman felt his heart twist. Without light, how would the poor woman survive the freezing night? He looked around. All the smaller candles were gone. Only Noor remained. For a moment, he hesitated. Noor had never been used, never been lit. It was his last connection to his wife, the flame he had saved for years. Lighting it meant letting it go. But keeping it meant letting someone suffer. He closed his eyes for a second, then opened them with gentle firmness. "Come," he said to Ali, reaching for the tall candle. "Tonight, Noor will guide us." Ali held the candle carefully as they stepped into the raging storm. The wind roared wildly, trying to snatch the candle from his hands. The rain slapped their faces, and the darkness swallowed the road. Rahman cupped his hands around Noor, whispering softly, "Protect your light, my friend. Tonight, someone needs you more than I do." When they reached Ali's tiny home, the old woman lay trembling in the cold. Rahman lit Noor. Instantly, the room filled with a calm, warm glow. The wind screamed outside, but the flame stood tall, steady, unwavering, bright. Ali watched it with wide eyes. "It's not afraid of the wind," he whispered. Rahman smiled faintly. "Real light never fears the wind, my child. It shines even stronger when darkness tries to swallow it." For hours, Noor burned, chasing the cold away, giving comfort to the old woman. Rahman warmed his hands by the flame, feeling a strange peace in his heart, as if his wife was sitting beside him, smiling proudly. But the storm grew angrier. Suddenly, a violent gust shook the house. The door flung open, the windows rattled, and the wind rushed in like a furious spirit. Ali gasped. The flame of Noor bent dangerously, flickering for the first time. Rahman jumped forward, shielding it with his hands, his body trembling. "No!" Ali cried. "Uncle, it's going to go out." Rahman closed his eyes. "Not if we protect it together." Ali rushed to help, cupping his small hands around the candle. The wind clawed at the flame, trying its best to swallow it. But Noor fought back, stretching upward again, refusing to die. It stood in that storm like a warrior made of fire. Finally, after what felt like hours, the storm began to fade. The wind softened into a whisper. The rain slowed, becoming gentle drops. A quiet peace settled over the village. Noor still burned, glowing calmly, bravely, beautifully. Ali and Rahman looked at the candle with wonder. "It's still alive," Ali whispered. Rahman smiled with wet eyes. "Because light made with love never dies." By morning, the sun rose slowly, painting everything gold. Birds began to sing, and the people came out of their homes, relieved to see the world still standing. Noor had burned all night, until the old woman was warm and safe. As the flame finally reached the end of the candle, Rahman placed his hand on Ali's shoulder. "Remember this," he said softly. "When life brings storms, when the world tries to blow you down, be like Noor. Protect your light, keep your heart kind, keep your hope alive. Roshni Kabhi Bujhti Nahi, beta. Light never dies, it simply finds someone who needs it more." Ali nodded, tears shining in his eyes. "Uncle, your candle saved my grandmother." Rahman looked at the last bit of melted wax and whispered, "Noor didn't just save her. It saved me too. It taught me that some flames only truly shine when shared." From that day forward, the story of the brave candle spread through the village. People spoke of Noor as if it were a hero. Children repeated the tale, reminding each other to protect their inner light. And Rahman, though he missed the candle deeply, felt a new warmth blooming inside his heart, a flame that no storm could ever take away. And somewhere in the quiet morning air, as the sun kissed the rooftops, it almost felt like Noor's light still lived on, not in wax, but in the hearts it touched. Because true light, true goodness, never fades. Roshni Kabhi Bujhti Nahi.